make sure that IPOB is being blackmailed, to make sure that the international communities see us as the bad guys because, their plan is to continue to hold Mazen Nnamdi Kanu until they overwhelm our land. Now, the most important, the problem here, it is that there is this young man called Udene. And this young man, it is now, exposed that Udene is an agent. Because so many of you might think that this guy is doing or is being prejudiced against IPOB because he was not made a decision maker in IPOB or he was not recognized to be in IPOB. Then, due to his problems or his differences between him and IPOB member in Turkey, where he ran because of poverty in Nigeria, because of inadequate resources that can enable Nigeria to take care of her citizens. It is not that the resources are not there, but the availability of these resources to the common man is very, very rare. So, that is the reason why this young man called Udene, or Udene Speak, or whatever he called himself, that was deported from Turkey. The young man has been doing a lot against IPOB. I have been seeing the type of, presentation that he always make against IPOB, against Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, and against the Biafra in general. Because injury for one supposed to be injury for all. This young man has been actually doing everything to see if he is going to, malign IPOB, and it is time that we bring him to the limelight, because it is very, very important that we present our enemies so that the world will see, that they may know whenever they see such person in the media space, they will know their activities and the reason why they are doing what they are doing against IPOB and against Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. So, that is the reason why it is very, very imperative that I do this exposition. And that's why I chose this wrong time to do it. But I believe if you share the video, we will get somewhere. Don't forget, Facebook is doing all they can to promote every activities of those blackmailers against IPOB. Likewise, Google, they are also bribed to continue to make sure that our information does not come out, that those that are blackmailing us, they may thrive, that they, so that it will look like they are giving us, they are actually, whatever they are saying is actually the truth. But let me make it clear that the fact that we are preaching this way, the fact that we are reporting this way, does not mean that we are weak. We are not weak. We know what we're supposed to do, and we know that we work with time as well. Because if you look at what is going on in Biafra land today, you will not find an idiot like this Udene come out trying to, just because of the, small money that is being given to him by Hope Uzodinma. You think we don't know? He think we don't know that the person funding all his blackmail is Hope Uzodinma. He is funding him and giving him house allowance. But guess what? How much is he funding the idiot? To make him to continue to do nonsense that he is doing, constituting nuisance in the public domain without shame. How much do you think Hope Uzodinma is giving the idiot? Hope Uzodinma placed the bastard on a payroll. He placed him on a payroll, gave him a house to stay. Of course, he was a deportee. As a deportee, he has no place to go because, of course, what took him to overseas is because he has no life, or he had no life in Nigeria. That was the reason why he decided to run to Turkey. And of course, he was deported from Turkey and he came back empty-handed. Of course, you know the story of a deportee. So that is the reason why he has no other choice than to pick up a fight against IPOB, because that is the actual, fastest way of getting employment in Nigeria. If you want to actually get connected or get employed or get recognized in Nigeria, you begin the blackmail against IPOB. So that is exactly what the young man is doing. But before we bring it to the details, because I am going to be showing you how he is blackmailing this movement, and we will remind the world. And the reason why we are doing what we are doing, I am not supposed to come online this evening, but it is very, very important that I deliver this message. If you are watching on YouTube at Judge Money Blog Africa, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video, like the video for the algorithm to also do the sharing. If you are watching on Facebook at Judge Money Blog and Blog Official, you share the video and actually invite others to join. Very, very important. Now, we want to remind the world something before we proceed.
Mazi Nnamdi is a British national and political activist who was traveling on a British passport when he was kidnapped and tortured in Kenya for 8 days by Kenyan and Nigerian government-sponsored criminals. Mazi Nnamdi was blindfolded and criminally renditioned from Kenya to Nigeria on a government-chartered flight without an extradition process. Nigerian government continues to hold Mazi Nnamdi, a British national, hostage under severe torture. In spite of court judgments ordering for his immediate release, Nigerian government continues to starve Mazi Nnamdi, denying Mazi Nnamdi medical treatment and treating Mazi Nnamdi worse than a condemned criminal, effectively worsening Mazi Nnamdi health condition. In spite of all the protests around the world condemning the extraordinary rendition of this great eloquent political activist and demanding for his immediate release, the successive British government continues to look away and do nothing to free Mazi Nnamdi, who is a British national and who is being tortured to death by the Islamist fundamentalist-controlled Nigerian government. The questions now are, what does the British government know about the planned kidnap, torture, and criminal rendition of this British national who is now in harm's way in the hands of the Islamist fundamentalist-controlled Nigerian government? When does the British government know what they now know about Mazi Nnamdi criminal rendition? Mazi Nnamdi is neither a criminal nor a wanted person in the civilized world. Why do the relevant high British government officials romanticizing the Islamist fundamentalist controlled Nigerian government, which is sponsoring terrorism around the world? Successive high court judgments in Nigeria, including the Nigerian Court of Appeal, have condemned the torture and criminal rendition of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and have discharged Mazi Nnamdi Kanu of all bogus criminal charges leveled against him by the Nigerian government and ordered his immediate release. The United Nations Working Group on Arbitrary Detention has also condemned the torture and criminal rendition of this British national by the Nigerian government and her accomplices, and subsequently ordered Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's immediate release and compensation be paid. Neither the British nor the Nigerian government has responded to the United Nations order to release this British national who has committed no crime known to law. The further questions are, is the British government an accomplice to this heinous crime against her own citizens, which is a crime against humanity? Why is the British government, Foreign Secretary Honorable James Cleverly, and his predecessor refused to intervene to secure the release of this British national? Why would Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's dark skin color be a seemingly suggestive determinant to get the British government support he deserves like any other British national, be he or she white or yellow? Why would Mazi Nnamdi Kanu appear to be denied the right to freedom of life by the British government? Why would Mazi Nnamdi Kanu be denied the basic rights that he inalienably owns as a human being and as a British national, which every other British national receives anywhere in the world? Why is the British High Commissioner to Nigeria, Ms. Katrina Lane, romanticizing, holding hands, and taking photos with the terrorists in the Nigerian government who are holding her own British national unlawfully hostage? In spite of the United Nations Working Group and court decision ordering for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's immediate release, Nigerian government Attorney General Mr. Abubakar Malami and his fellow conspirators continue to be recklessly lawless and disobeying court orders with impunity. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is to be a British citizen, would he be abandoned to die in a foreign country for committing no crime known to law? The answer is no. For asking the Nigerian government to stop killing the Biafran people in Nigeria, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has committed no crime known to law. And for fairly asking to conduct a United Nations monitored referendum to determine the fate of Biafran independence from Nigeria, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has committed no crime known to law. For practicing Judaism as his faith, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has committed no crime known to law. Calling on the British Prime Minister, Mr. Rishi Sunak, to please intervene in Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's matter now and free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who is a British national and who has committed no crime known to law. Calling on U.S. President Mr. Joe Biden, European Union leaders, and other world leaders to press it on the Nigerian government to obey her own laws and her own court orders, which have set Mazi Nnamdi Kanu free. You cannot unjustly, unfairly, illegally, and unlawfully be holding the leader of over 75 million people and expect to have peace. Free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu now to avoid potentially dire consequences should Mazi Nnamdi Kanu be killed by the Nigerian government and her accomplices. Free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu now, let Biafra go. What God cannot do does not exist.
This message is supported by the Human Rights Advocate.
Thank you very much. Free Mazen Nnamdi Kanu now, because we are still on that campaign. Free Mazen Nnamdi Kanu now to go and attend to a medical checkup. Great and wonderful people of Biafra. Now, back to where we were. Like I am telling you, like I was saying, rather, you can see the activities of the young man called Uden. How he is dancing or doing the biddings of Hope Uzodinma. If you look around you, you will understand that so many people, in fact, all the Nigerian people that relocated, all of them, including the political classes that has left Nigeria and traveled to live in another man's country. Do you know the reason why? Because there is something that they are lacking. It's either security of enough food for the family, that one has to be an scapegoat, or will have to be should I call it a scapegoat? Because whoever that leaves their family and travel abroad is like how will I call it? A sacrificial lamb. A sacrificial lamb. That is exactly what whoever that leaves Nigeria to go out there and the rest of the family stayed back, that person is automatically a sacrificial lamb, because there is something that is inadequate. There is a budget deficit in the family that they have to do everything to actually send this sacrificial lamb to go and make their life a better life. That is the reason why so many of our people who are living abroad today, they are not living there because they want to live there. They are not living there because abroad is sweet. They are not living there because they don't like their families or they don't want to see their families. They are living there because of one challenge or the other. Most importantly, budget deficit, because government does not roll out any plan that will enable even a common person who does not have access to a work or is even a disabled people who does not have access to employment or to make money. Nigeria does not roll out any plan to enable these people to actually feed. Rather, it's either all of them, they are on the road begging. When a car misses their brake, it crushes them. There is no budget made for a common man. There is no budget actually that is called a free lunch in Nigeria. So in this regard, everybody was running away to go to abroad to actually make an ends meet or make a living or to better their life. But in this regard, those who went out there, it didn't work for them. Just like Udene. Of course, you know that in every family in Nigeria, once you go abroad, whether it is Ghana, which is behind Nigeria, or in front of Nigeria, that you have traveled and come back, you know, people, they see you as somebody who come from Obodoibo, from a foreign land, from a white man's land. So in this regard, they believe that you have something special to offer. Because you cannot just go Obodoibo and come back empty-handed. It means that you are a failure. You are a failure. Because maybe the family sold their piece of land, their last piece of land, just to send you there. to go and do what Okeke did or what Okafor did. And when you get there, you work your life, all your life, you work everything. Sometimes you are not even aware of, it is not even possible for you to go back home. Why? Because you might not be fixed, you might not, or you sometimes people just forget home because home is like hell for them. Just like the Berima in Finland, who have forgotten where his father's compound is. That is just it. It is as a result of what Nigeria has given to all of us. If you see a politician sending their children to abroad, they are because they don't have good school, no school infrastructure. There is no, security. So they have to run their children abroad. While they are there, who are supposed to be accountable for why is there no schools, why is there no road, they will be there. That is by the way. Now, anybody who traveled abroad, they have to survive and they have to make it. That is the slogan. Or even if they don't tell you that, it is something that you know. This is my expectation. This is what the people back home are expecting from you. You go into pressure. Under pressure, so many of them have to actually take their life by swallowing some drugs to pass to the other nation where they kill you by hanging just because of what Nigeria did to you. And they will tell you Nigeria is this, Nigeria is that. Some people who made Nigeria to be like that to you, they will release their statistics. Nigeria, the highest in drug dealing. Nigeria, the highest in fraudster. Nigeria, the highest in everything bad. They are the same people who made you to be under this pressure. So that you will never be recognized. When you speak in the public, they say this Nigeria. This Nigeria. People will hold their bag properly. You know why? Because Nigeria as a name is evil. It is evil. That is the reason why Udene went to Turkey, come back empty-handed. Udene, he went to Turkey, come back empty-handed. You know what he did? He now went ahead and started looking for how to be relevant. And he has to do everything it takes, whatever it takes to be relevant. That is exactly what Udene did. And that is the reason why he saw people like Vulture Hope Uzodinma. He decided to join him, his fellow vulture, because the meaning of Udele means vulture. So, and they joined force, killing our people. He is the one clearing road for Hope Uzodinma. He is the one clearing hope for Hope, clearing a ground, reporting for Hope Uzodinma. Whenever Hope Uzodinma go and attack, Hope Uzodinma will call him, tell his IPOB, send him the video, you should do this because these men are evil people. Now, because IPOB is the only force that will always expose Hope Uzodinma. And I want to ask Hope Uzodinma and his Ebubago. And I want to ask this young boy called Udene. you know, as I know you are still a very, very young guy, but the suffering that you have, that is embedded in your heart has made you look like your grandfather. And, another thing is that you have to make it because Oboga no chara wine. Your mates, they have gotten married. So you have to make it. And sometimes I don't blame you because you have to make it. That is expectation of every man from Biafra land. But now, they are not asking themselves, what is it that you will do to make it? Or what is it that you are doing to make it? Because as long as it is beneficial, you are in. It does not matter the outcome. It does not matter whom is going to be placed, their life is going to be at risk. I must make it. It is like a parasite in every, people, every person that is coming from Nigeria, including men and women. That is the reason why in Libya today, our women are being molested, our women are being trafficked just because they want to go abroad. And they will be using them for sex work. Using our women for sex as a sex workers. Desecrating our people. And while they are at this, they place everybody, under pressure. That is the reason why you see all these prank videos in the Facebook, where women will be saying, I do to you. After saying I do to you, you give them your ring. After kneeling down like a coward, you give them your ring. After giving them your ring, tomorrow they will, have another. In fact, they have another boyfriend though. They have the one that gives them money, the one that have a potential of husband, the one that a bad guy. They have a lover boy. So they have all these things. That's why you will never. It is difficult to find a sincere person because Nigeria is insincere. Everything you see these people are living today, every lifestyle you see they are presenting, whatever you see them actually exercising, it is as a result of Nigeria upbringing or Nigeria suffering. Share this video. Let's get somewhere. I know Facebook, you don't want us to preach, but we will continue. YouTube has joined also. It does not matter. We will continue to preach this gospel, whether you like it or not. If you like, you remove everybody. It is only me here. I will preach it. Somehow, some way, somebody that will, the right person will hear it and pick it up. That is the most important thing that we do. We are here to deliver a message. That is the very most important thing. We are not to go send this. We cannot send this message to dead bodies. We can only send it to the living, souls. Why is Facebook restricting us? Why is Facebook not sending our notifications out? But when we want to do, whenever we have to actually fight amongst ourselves, it becomes a problem. Facebook will send notifications out. Whenever we have to, have some saga, they will send a notification out. Whenever we have to, do something very, very important that the whole world will understand what we are going through or our predicament, they will forget to send a notification. When anybody, have you seen now that anybody that is trying to blackmail IPOB, check them, check them. There will be no problem with Facebook. If you are trying to blackmail IPOB at this juncture, you will never have problem with your social media pages. That I can assure you. That is exactly what Facebook is doing, and YouTube has joined them. And it is very, very necessary that they understand that these things that they are doing, it is coming to the whole world because you are taking bribe to suppress the truth. There is a repercussion. We are those that God is trying to unite and bring back their power and their, the love. That is the reason why the enemy is fighting. Now, let me now explain to you what I have to explain to you. I want you to look at this video in front of you. Just like I was saying, everyone is under pressure. So the type of job that Udene found himself to do, having seen or having it that he already had issues with some IPOB members in Turkey, which he believed that it is not unconnected to his deportations. And I know that for you to know that deportation in this, like Turkey, was it in Turkey? Yes. Yeah, deportation there, I don't know if you don't have the necessary documentations, you are actually vulnerable to deportation, or you are actually going to be deported if you commit anything. So if they report you, then I believe there is something he committed. Then he believes that the IPOB members were the one who blew his cover. That was the reason why he now have this hatred on IPOB. He is blaming his bad luck to IPOB, but upon that, he now went home and he found Hope Uzodimma. He joined force with Hope Uzodimma because, of course, Hope Uzodimma cannot come to the media to do all that. So he has to hire somebody that is going to do those biddings for him. Of course, you know us. We are doing it free of charge. Nobody is paying us. Nobody hired us, because the reason why we are doing it, it is for the benefit of mankind. We are here to protect lives. We are doing what we are doing to make sure that we are, our people feel, the sense of inclusion, which has been, something that they have been deprived of in this last 6 decades. They have been deprived of, sense of belonging. They have been deprived of security. They have been deprived of opportunities. They have been deprived of, easy life or any benefit from the government. They have been deprived of all these things. So, Udene decided to take money from Hope Uzodimma. Not only that he take money, they signed a contract. They actually went into agreement. Let me not put it as a contract. They went into agreement that you will continue to defend everything that is evil that he did or he does with his Ebubago fraternity and all the, military carnage and Fulani Janjaweed, that is ravaging our people, that you should come out and say it is IPOB. I will make everything and activate the movie that you are going to continue to show them to blackmail IPOB, because IPOB is what Hope Uzodimma fear the most. Let me present this video to you. It is from the page of the criminal called Udene, who was deported from Turkey. So now listen to it.
Just simple AK. Full loaded. One more. You know, go run. Biafra must come.
No be
Go
lie.
tell Buhari say Biafra must come.
Whether I like it or not.
Biafra must come.
I swear.
Biafra must come. No be so.
That's it.
Yeah.
They don't play road. We play Ramo. No be charge. See how no be charge. Let them come. If they ready, no they fear anybody. Let them fear us, may we go.
For sure, for sure, for sure, for sure, for sure,
Fighters. They are fighting to get our father's land.
for sure,
Let them come up our father's land.
for sure,
Maybe be our own.
for sure.
Now we get everything. All
Yeah.
the resources now we get them. Let them give us.
Yeah.
If they don't give us, everywhere will fire.
No issue.
Look at Asha Omagama. Chisom Odo. Yara sene wege Asha Nagan. No more Asha na Azeno Magama. So and we are there now. We are there now. Bro, show your face. We are there, confirm. We are there. Abitek. We are there now. Confirm. Confirm. We are there.
Yes.
We are there already. Chisom say Asha Omagama Azogo for what? We are there now. Kaimara, see Chisom Potawa. Kaina Agwaya. Chisom Odo from Imufu. Ora Bubeha. Obiasin Asha Omagama Maga. The one yo. Now we day. Now we day. Now we day. So, all we are in the Kuba and the Fool. We are there. Men day here. For Omagama, men day. Chisomodo say that the national Omagama Gazo. Because of what? Who is the Chisomodo? Chisomodo.
Now, have you seen? I don't know if you pick up something from here. Of course, you might not pick up something from here, but the real reason why I brought it to you is to show you what Ijele is using to blackmail IPOB. What he did here, he gathered the two Fulani boys. They gathered, it was not him who gathered. The people who are setting up this blackmail, after they forward to them, to their social media, propagandists, they forward to them that they will use it to actually blackmail IPOB. These two boys, I hope my voice is coming out. I hope my voice is coming out. And Ike, Uba Ike from YouTube, Happy New Year. It is not, my celebration, but Happy New Year. Pretty Emmanuel, I don't understand what you said there. So the thing there now, you see what happened here? What happened here is that they brought two Fulani boys, gave them AK-47. After giving them this AK-47, they tell them that what to say. They phrased it in a way they will come and tell you this is AK-47, just like they said. And at the end of all their nonsense threat acting, they will say Biafra must come. They will say Biafra must come. Now, in this video that you watched now, in this video, this is Ihamufu. This is Ihamufu. It is from Igbo speaking Biafra. The way these guys are speaking their, pidgin, the accent, we all know Igbo speaking accent. Because let me just give you a breakdown analysis of this. We all know Igbo speaking accent. We all know other, area speaking accent. This is Ihamufu. These people, their accent is typical. Their Igbo accent is very, very Igbotic. Then, these people are now the ones they're showing you that they are the one terrorizing Ihamufu. Did you hear the accent in the pidgin English that these criminals with AK-47, that they're actually tagged on the attacks on the people of Ihamufu, which would then are now presented to the world, saying it is IPOB members who are terrorizing, that it is Eastern Security Network terrorizing Ihamufu, and they're blaming it on Fulani. Can you imagine? Because that is exactly what he presented this video, and that was exactly what caught my attention. And I know that this, let me see how they presented it, because I'm actually playing it from him straight, so that the whole world, you see what he said as his headline. He said, the same guy accused of being behind the Enugu Ezike. Okay, Enugu Ezike. The same guy accused of being behind the Enugu Ezike problem, brandishing AK-47 rifles, and admit to being an IPOB ESN non-government member. Igbo land herdsmen. That's what he called it. And it is actually making wave on the social media, because that is what Facebook will allow to trend on the social media. Now, I am here now to make sure that we return this message back to them, because this is the way they accuse. This is the way they accuse. He said that he's brandishing gun and accept that he is IPOB non-government Eastern Security Network. That's how he phrased his headlines there, or his topic. Now, I want to now tell you, this guy, his accent is not Igbo accent in speaking pidgin. The accent is not Igbo speaking accent in speaking pidgin. This is in Biafra land, but it was specific in Enugu Ezike. It was specific in Enugu Ezike. The accent is not the accent of the people of Enugu Ezike. When they speak, they are broken. Or even the accent of anybody from Igbo speaking Biafra, when they speak broken, just because they rounded it up that Biafra must come. That is how they become the members of IPOB. And another thing, all this shenanigans they are playing, they are not professional in playing this game that they are, waging, the war they are waging against us. The only thing that they have is that the media controllers are behind them. The media is behind them to push these narratives, to push this propaganda against IPOB. And it does not mean that what we are trying to exonerate IPOB does not mean that, if they push us to go into, into armed struggle, that we are not going to respond, because all they're doing now is trying to, babyish, incriminate IPOB, because they have never presented anything reasonable. All they are actually, the drama and the shenanigan they are presenting is actually childish. It looks like it is a moron that is actually creating those short videos and drama. that they are presenting to the world. So that is the reason why you heard that guy. He spoke everything he spoke. He never even added any Igbo. Every Biafra, that when they speak, you should understand, every Igbo Biafran, they will always remember their mother tongue. They will always to add their mother tongue. That is exactly how the code of IPOB. Because it is very, very imperative now that you actually get that code. That's our speech, our language. Even if these Biafrans are from coastal region, they will always speak their own language. That's why some of them you hear about the terminal, and you hear other language they speak, ememe, ozo, something like that. You will hear this type of languages because they know we are fighting to restore our dignity. That is the reason why each time we come online, there will be a word that will represent where we come from. And these criminals, they have come, they have spoken everything straight pidgin. And the only thing they spoke is Biafra must come, and Udene, and Hope Uzodimma, and other politicians sponsoring parallel group that's supposed to be countering IPOB, the likes of Dave Mahi, all of them sponsoring all this shenanigan. Send to your boys. I don't send them to my boys. That is the discussion of Hope Uzodimma and Dave Mahi. Send this video to your boys. I don't send them to my boys. They don't deal with that organization, Ipob. I told them that parallel group will come and overwhelm them. That is exactly what they will be talking about in the to make sure their biggest nightmare, who exposed them with who is decimating them with the truth, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, is not being spoken about in the international community, because what they are trying to hide is for international community to speak again, or United Nations to speak again, because they have bribed United Nations in a way that United Nations have told Nigeria, as long as you will keep bringing me all this rubbish that will make the world, that will make it look like we are stretching the investigation. There is nothing to investigate about. There is nothing to investigate here. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu has committed no crime, because United Nations cannot give their order, and they go back to it, and they go back and do nothing. Because the one they give up against President of Russia, they implemented it. When they give him an order, he refused to abide by it. There is a consequences. And all these things, violation, international violation of human rights, they must go through United Nations. Because so many of you who are daft will argue it is the NATO, it is the Joe Biden. Who is United Nations then? Who are the United Nations? For your own information. Then this is exactly what is going on. As long as you continue to present a shenanigan that will make us to have excuse to say we are furthering the investigation due to the latest development, too much killing in Biafra land, so we are trying to find out if we are making a decision that is benefiting to every other person. That is exactly how they will present it. We know propaganda. We know conspiracies. How when we see them. These are conspiracies. The guy, let's listen to it again so that you will hear the accent of the same guy that is acting Biafra. Listen to the criminals acting Biafra. Listen very attentively. Another thing you have to pick up here, no ESN, and I've said this 2021, no Eastern Security Network or any IPOB that will show their face in a public domain doing with a gun. They don't burn that person well. Any Eastern Security Network showing their faces like this, they know burn them well. You know what Nigeria does to Eastern Security Network? When Nigeria Army go into the camp where their resistance, go into the, camp where their resistance security network is guarding our bushes, or when they capture anybody that is assumed to be Eastern Security Network, you know what Nigeria Army does to him? They kill him, they shoot him at sight. They shoot him at sight. They kill him. That is what Nigeria, Nigeria military and police, they do to Eastern Security Network. Because so many of you might not know, but I am privileged to have this information to pass it. When they capture anybody Eastern Security Network, they kill them immediately. They don't even arrest them or take them to court. Nothing. They kill them immediately. Now, just like they killed the consul. Now, you will understand that this Eastern Security Network bringing their photo, bringing themselves, according to how Udele phrased it, that these are the members of non-government Eastern Security Network of IPOB. Is that not a conspiracy? Now listen to the accent so that you will understand that is the payroll that this old young man, old young man called Udene, is collecting. Small stipend fee they're giving him with Listen to it.
Just simple AK. Full loaded. One more. You know go wrong. Biafra must come.
No be
Go
lie.
tell Buhari say Biafra must come.
Whether I like it or not.
Biafra must come.
That's Lord.
Now watch what next. Did you?
Biafra must come. No be so.
That's it.
Yeah.
That is it.
They no clear road. No clear road. No be charge. See, I no be charge. Let them come. They ready. We no dey fear anybody. Let them free us. May we go.
For sure, for sure, for sure, for sure,
They
for
freedom
sure,
fighters. We are fighting to get our father's land.
for sure,
Let them come up our fatherland.
for sure,
Maybe be our own.
for sure.
Now we get everything. All
Yeah.
the resources. Now we get them. Let them give us.
Yeah,
They no give us. Everywhere we fire.
no issue.
Look at Asha Omagama.
Now they now acted as if it was the same people. After doing a short drama with them, they now went out there. They shot a video. They say, of course, they say it's IPOB. They are just there holding their gun. But the worst, the only, you might just say that these people are just there holding their gun. What connect them with the, with the activities of IPOB, because you know that we don't behave in such manner. So, but the reason why I am doing what I am doing is because there are people who does not know that same thing, who their frontal lobe is not actually functional. That is the problem. That is the reason why we are bringing it. And they can easily use this to deceive the public. The members of the public, that's what they will use it to deceive them. So that's why we are bringing it to show you that this guy that is actually saying that these are members of IPOB, of course you can see, they are not even Igbo speaking. These people are from this, they are, I can't just say where they come from, but they are not from Igbo land. Talk more of Enugu Ezike. Now, they use them, they speak. They forgot that we always say, something that represents where we come from. Each time we are actually talking about Biafra. They didn't say it. Now, for you to understand, they send it to Udene. Udene pick it up. Udene use it and make video. Send it. This video has reached more than almost 500,000 people. Where Udene is claiming that it is the same boy who is terrorizing Enugu Ezike, and the IPOB is claiming it is Fulani, because this Udene, ask him when last did he go to Eastern region. Ask him. Udene, once he was bought over, they gave him a room in Abuja. They gave him a room in Abuja. That is where you see him making program. The room that was given to him in Abuja, that is exactly the room he is using to make this program. Room that they gave to him, gave him computer, buy him internet, put him on a small amount payroll, who will not even change his life, which cannot even feed him properly. Of course, you know how much they are paying to your police and army. Talk more of hiring a nuisance, a lazy person who does not have anything doing, hiring them, putting them in their houses, giving them propaganda to sell. You know how much they will pay them. Very little amount, as long as they are not paying house rent. They are giving them food. That is exactly what is going on. So you should understand that Udena and Hope Uzodimma and Dave Umai, when you see Udene posting post of Simon Eber, you should know that they are all working together. Like when this Nelly came out, I told you that Nelly is working with Udene. I told you that these people are working with Udene. The same way I told you that Asare Dokubo and Simon is working together. The same way I told you that. That is exactly what is going on. That is how you will now understand all these activities. Whether you see him, whenever you see him posting anything from Simon, he wants that thing to trend. And he will use a reverse psychology to make the headline. That is exactly what these people are doing. Remember that Nelly, you used to think that Nelly is the leader of the game. You think that Nelly was the leader of this game that they've been playing. little did we know that Nelly was the underdog. Nelly was the the inside rat. Okeno no jegwo okeno nezi na azo di nangiga. Oh, Nelly. We used to think that Nelly is the one controlling all this game. Not knowing that Nelly was an underdog who was so loose and vulnerable. They manipulated her, they deceived her. Nelly was an underdog. Let me tell you why they manipulated and deceived her. Because, Nelly is somebody that is very, very gullible. Very, very gullible. When they were planning their criminality, you will see that they actually brought Nelly to it. Because Nelly is part of those who knows the formation of Eastern Security Network. That was the reason why Nelly now believed that these people, they are going to, they mean well. She believed that they mean well. She was passing them all information about the Eastern Security Network, selling the camps out, selling coordinators out. Nelly was doing all these things from the background. And each time, he will come and tell you. And let me tell you the reason why Nelly was calling Canon Takano's family. Because when Nelly discovered that the member of this syndicate, there is Mazen Nnamdi Kanu family members, Nelly was shocked. That's why she opened her mouth. And we were here trying to defend the name of Kanu, because the defense we were doing that time was to defend that name of Kanu, because I thought that these people just want to make Kanu's family pay for the benefit of everybody, the benefit of Biafrans, without knowing that they know whom they want, which was Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and his immediate family, which is wife and children. These are the people that is their target and has been their target. That was the reason why they nearly found out that these people are actually involved, because things has gone sour. That was when Nelly now discovered that she has sold out. And while she is doing it, that is the reason why she bring her nakedness and share to the people he shared it to say, this is what I am doing to release Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, just for them to trust her more, because she believed that there is something, I don't know, maybe there is something to what they are doing that is going to benefit the struggle, and actually, somehow, the thought of Judas. That was when Nelly began to act in Judas' perspective. Because Judas was thinking that if I sell Jesus Christ, he has power to escape. He has power to escape. So let me sell him. That was one day he wanted to, he now discovered we are betraying this struggle. But I know that, we will, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu will always find a way. Then she turned to Idu. Idu will protect him. Idu will do this. So that she will confuse the narrative. So that she will say to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, we have, they misunderstood me when I started preaching Idu, which you gave us as an assignment. That is exactly what was going on. Now, but Nelly now find out, she was shocked that Canon Takano was amongst the people who are the, suspects of the selling of our leader, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. And they mentioned Canon Takano. They mentioned Emmanuel Kano. They did this. They mentioned all these people. They mentioned she went to India. They mentioned all these things. But because of the love we have for Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, we say, let us defend his brothers first. Without knowing that the people we are defending, they are part of the biggest problem we have. I defended him in this hallowed platform. I defended them, especially Canon Takano, who is filing a lawsuit against IPOB member, or who is threatening to file a lawsuit against IPOB member, who also defended him. But it is laughable if I was the one that Canon Takano want to file a lawsuit against. I believe I will love it so much, because, you know, when it comes to case, you know, as long as I know I am standing with my two legs, when it comes to case making, I am in. Because, you know, I am not a coward. I am not a coward. In the court of law, especially the court of law in the free countries, in the free world, in places where there is democracy, it is where I enjoy it. You know, we can do it forever. Do you know why? I will have, you know, opportunity to express my own peace without being prejudiced. That is exactly how it is. That is the reason why whenever I am fighting a just cause, I don't, you know, I try to do things, speak in everything that is going to actually bring me in line, or things I know that I can actually defend myself more set, yeah? Do you know why? Because we work with evidence. That is the reason why I will give you every reason with no doubt. Give you evidences, just like we have given a befitting reply to BBC. It is true that our platforms never remain the same. After the debunking BBC with their propaganda, you know, our platforms were never the same. But it is the complicity of this owner of platforms we are using, because they want to suppress the truth and defend the oppressor. So that is, you know, what is actually going on. Nelly Ofebu now discovered that she already sold out. She joined the game, trying to fight, you know, bring a bridge with Idu, shouting Idu as if she is she's having mental problem, shouting Idu every day like she is losing it, so that people will believe that this woman is pure. She is just ignorant, maybe because she realized that she has consumed the forbidden fruit. I can forgive Nelly, but I will never forgive Canon Takano. That is the reason. That is the way it is. Does not mean that I have forgiven Nelly. Does not mean that I am angry with her, because whatever she did opened our eyes. It opened our eyes to see the type of people we are dealing with and what we will expect in the future. Your best friend shall be your biggest enemy. Your best friend shall become your biggest enemy in this struggle, without you seeing where it is coming from. The people you stood up to defend can easily be the people praying for the downfall of this movement for their own selfish benefits. That is exactly what is going on. If I heard correctly, people being threatened in Germany by Canon Takano of filing a lawsuit against them is a coward. I don't know if you understand the current law, how it works. Of course, if I was in your shoe, you file a lawsuit against me in this struggle, that is when, we are going to tell our own part of the story. That you knew that your brother was kidnapped for 8 days. Kidnapped, not even arrested, kidnapped. You concealed it for 8 good days. When the members of your struggle, when the members of the organization, which your brother is the leader, a crucial one in a very, very, crucial host nation, a struggle which you know that they can do everything to kill him, kidnapped, not arrested. 8 days you concealed it. You didn't say to anybody. And now your brother has been in a solitary confinement because that 8 days you believe he was going to die. Maybe that is the reason why, so that you will come and do what you are doing today to claim that you are the next in line to lead us. To lead Umatoro. Because na na-eme ife igwe ọdịnala eze lituo nwa ekunye. That is exactly what he thought. At the end of the day, Canon Takano, 8 days of kidnapping of your brother. You didn't speak. You kept quiet. You kept mute. I thought it was Nelly was saying it. That you are the one who sold your leader, your brother, your prince, or your king. You sold him. Now, I want this honorable court to actually, because in several occasions, he has actually agreed that he knew. And the response he gave, he didn't, expose it or report it because he doesn't want them to know whom they kidnapped, or he doesn't want them to know whom, they kidnapped, or not to kill him. That's how he put his excuse. Lame excuse. Since you didn't announce it, why did you not come into the family structure? And it happened that there is a rumor has it that you even advised your brother not to inform the DOS in the journey that he was embarking on. A rumor has it. It is not confirmed, but a rumor has it. You advised him not to involve DOS. So, in this regard, you, after this shenanigan, you vow that you will never disrespect the leadership of this organization, which I appear to be member of, and not just a member, a public figure in the organization. You run to the finance woman, and you are taking advantage of her, of the state of things. As the name Kano, you run to finance woman. Feed her with your venom, and she start dancing to your tone. And the only reason why somebody can sell his brother is about money. Because IPOB have money in the purse where this woman is controlling. You run and befriend the finance woman. And we've been asking you to give us exactly what is the, reason why you concealed that our leader, who is no longer only your family or yours responsibility, but the responsibility of more than 65 million people, and you concealed it, knowing that he is the beacon of this movement. Many people have used him to make a father, that each time he come online, he educates them. People use him as a tutor. Each time he come online, he educates them. People see him as their, as their guidance. Each time he come online, he guide them to the knowledge of the truth. That you concealed it, and you did not make any plan or effort to actually get through to the people whom you know that you must trust, because in every place people you can pass through information that can do something without blowing your cover. You did not pass the information or to the right channel so that everybody will troop down to Kenya to go and demand for our leaders' release immediately. And there is no way they are going to kill our leader, knowing that we have already known. Because when you blow their cover, it is reporting the information so that Twitter will be tweeting, everywhere will be hot, people will be descending to the street of Kenya, people will start making efforts to come down to Kenya to actually represent our leader as he has represented us, because it is reciprocal. Now, at the end of all this, I want you to reason with me. You go and align yourself with Money Woman. Everything you are doing, say you are following a lawsuit in UK independently using the organization money. Everything you do, you use the organization money, but you are doing it not like not as a proxy of the organization, but as an individual, family member. But this is organization money, money belonging to the public. I want to know, is this a defamation of character or stating a fact? Because this guy, because of him, the woman of finance who become coward, because I will not say that the woman of finance is involved in the selling of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, because there is nothing yet that is tagging her into this, conspiracy. But Canon Takano, for the fact you concealed 8 days, it is enough evidence to ask you, where is your brother? So, we are, from in my own opinion or investigation, I have not yet found something that will make her directly involved with the kidnap of Onyendu. But for now, I can say that she is, sympathetic towards the family of Onyendu, that she got carried away. They took advantage of her state. They took advantage of her state of mind. That was what they did. And they are exploiting it. If she is still straight in what she is doing, without blemish, you will understand that they are manipulating her. Like I said, I don't report something that I don't have anything to work around it. Like I said, I'm not saying she's innocent, but I haven't found any piece to tag on her. But the one that concealed 8 days, who went and aligned with her, disobeying the leadership, which our leader, the brother, told us that we should never play with. That anything they say to us, we must do. They are now turn around disobeying the leadership. So, in this regard, what is it in my own testimony that is a conspiracy or defamation of character? Because if I look at the case that you might be opening for anybody, it is a case of defamation of character, nothing else. So that you will understand what is going on, that this Canon Takano, he is very, very audacious. He is very, very audacious. What you are doing with the minds of our people, it is not something that head of Abaraba is not good for child play, because you are crossing your line. You want to destroy, since you cannot have it, you want to destroy what your brother has suffered for over the years. We can never allow you. Like I always tell people who are so sympathetic towards Canon Takano, to be precise, who does not understand that in every philosophy, as in let me put it that way, a prophet is not recognized where he comes from. Because you see what I am preaching right now, my family will not know the value of it. My own immediate family, they will never know the value of it. They will only be there, maybe, that if eventually good things come out of it, they celebrate. If bad thing comes out of it, we will tell you, I told you, Okongwaga, I warned you that this thing you are doing is going to put you in trouble. That is the way they will put it. And that is the way it is. So now some people who are going to now be coming closer to me, because now I am in the realm light. Or now I am being now, what I am doing today is paying off. We are getting Biafra thanks to my effort. That's the only time they will now start, some of them will start coming closer to use my influence to extort money from people. I am not saying that it is my family member. I'm giving you an example. Now to use my influence to get into places where they cannot get into before. By doing so, they will not even know when they get carried away. The enemy will manipulate them. The enemy will use them. The enemy will now, by the time they realize, they will say, wow, it is already too late. Because of their ignorance, they continue. Because the enemy already created a peace they have against them. And they tell them, if you go back to it, you will be finished. Just like they did to Nelly. Well, since. This is how they do. Now, you will be telling me that such a person, is pure. Canon Takano turned against the leadership administrative structure of this struggle, that Mazen Nnamdi Kano's wife, who goes to see Mazen Nnamdi Kano, never turned against. Canon Takano disrespected the administrative structure, just like his fellow agent provocateur, or his engineered agent provocateur. are doing. Is that not enough evidence to ask this guy questions? They never want to do account to Biafrans who are donating those money for them to know what their money is being used for. They want to tell us that we are fighting for Biafra where there will be no accountability. That is exactly what he wants to preach to us. That the finance woman is called to do account. It becomes a problem for them. Why? It is only those who are guilty that are so scared of giving account. That is this as a result of Nigeria, influence towards so many of you. They are afraid of being accountable or giving account to what they handle, because they know that they are compromised. They know that they know that there is no way you will do a sacrifice with animal or kill a ram or cow that vulture will not arrive there. They will always arrive uninvited. That is the reason why they don't want to do account for Biafra. You believe that you don't do account to Biafra people, and you believe that they will still have that mind to continue to put money through. We demand accountability because Nigeria is not accountable for anything. And that is the part of the reason why we say that this multicultural society will not work for us. Because I account for who be this Fulani Wago account for, who be this Ofemanu guy Wago account for. Now this so you go to hear them. As a result of Nigeria, all of them, that mentality. So many of you believe that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was speaking, that he was educating his siblings. Canon Takano does not know anything about the teaching of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. So don't be sympathetic to that guy. Because you might be thinking that he has the same ideology with his brother. It is not true. Even twins have different ideologies. Twins, they always have different ideologies. He is actually trying to tap or make use of or take advantage of what the brother has achieved or the influence of his brother. You want to actually, take advantage of it by using it to, dupe the state of mind of Biafrans. They are duping your state of mind. That is the reason why you will understand that there are some things you will do against. Okay, when you actually take money from a minor, you take money from them, and of which this money they are stealing it. They are stealing the money. You are now the one taking it from them or keeping it. When it gets to the court of law, you are automatically the one sending them to go and steal because you are actually taking advantage. I have 30 minutes to go. You are the one taking advantage of the state of mind of this person. They are going and stealing and giving you. Instead of you telling them no, because you know better, you are taking advantage, exploiting their state of mind. That is what Nanyanya is doing. Canon Takano is doing with those Biafra sympathizers that are following him. And some of these IPOB members that are following him, including the people in the Liverpool. investigation is still ongoing. The leadership need to seriously look into what is going on in Liverpool, because we have so many chameleons there. We have so many chameleons there. So, in this regard, this is exactly what our people does not know, that my ideology is not my brother's ideology or my mom's ideology or my, the only person my ideology affects directly, it is my wife. My wife and my children. Those are the only person your ideology affects directly. You know why? If your ideology is dangerous, when it affects you, your wife bear the pain. If your ideology is dangerous, if there is an attack on you, you might be with your wife and children. They bear the pain. They are directly connected to your ideology, your family, not your siblings, not your brothers and sisters. This is a fact. Because now, your ideology, your wife is the only person who will understand it, who will want to nurture it with you. If they cannot, they just live your life. That's how it is. Do you know? Let me give you a typical example. Do you know an adage that says a woman does not have any religious denomination until they get married? Do you know the meaning of that? A woman does not have any religious denomination, or they do not have any religion they are affiliated to until they get married. It is like an adage. Because she's a woman. She can marry a Muslim today, they turn to become Muslim. A KTBC, they will start covering their head. The reason why Muslim will never allow their women to marry non-Muslim is because they are women. It is the right of a man to convert a woman to their own religious affiliation. In an African perspective or in religious perspective. Now, it is the right of a man to give their religious belief to their wife. That is the reason why, it is a woman that is directly affected, by your philosophy or ideology. It is your wife and your children. So, the reason why Kanunta is where he is today, around IPOB, it is for his own selfish benefit. When you talk about today's spouse of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, they are, when I talk about the spouse, wife, and children, they are the people who are actually directly affected. Directly, will always be directly affected. So don't be sympathetic towards somebody because they are a friend to Jesus or they are a brother to Jesus that you know, without knowing whether they share the same ideology with Jesus. Because ideology is when you bring it, you find people who will decide, make, advise you to the negative path. You will find people who will support you. You find investors into your, initiatives. You find people who will compete with your initiatives. You'll find people who will want to actually, destroy your ideology. These are the elements you find within an ideology. And the only person that is connected to it is the wife and children. Because all them mad angel, you come back to them. Whenever, whether it is good or bad, you come back to them. whatever as no metu imi or metu anya. That's where the adage comes in. Who is suffering loneliness in the absence of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu? Is Kanu Takano not with his wife or with his girlfriend? Is Emmanuel Kanu not with his wife? Is the end time prophet or prophet not with his wife that is singing Okorobia Dema for him 24 hours a day? Are they feeling lonely? The answer is no. Who is feeling lonely? Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's wife and the children. They miss their father, not knowing that he is in the lion's den. So who is more connected to the struggle? That is the reason why they started throwing fire at Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's wife, the agent provocateur. That is the reason why they started telling you Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's wife is infidel, is she practiced infidelity. It wasn't the one illiterate was first the person who said it. Second thing is the Berima in Finland, the agent provocateur, because they want to make sure that they sideline her, because they know that Nelly has something to nail them. But that is the reason why they had a piece to sideline Nelly. You see how shocked the criminal agent provocateur were when our leader's wife came online, announced coming to Radio Biafra. They were so shocked because they believe that, fighting dirty or bringing propaganda to blackmail her will stop her. Just like they bring propaganda to blackmail Barrister Ejiofor so that to see if he will, run away. Because they know that if Barrister Ejiofor run away, our leader will stay there more. Because Ejimako is Gaiman. Ejimako, Gaiman, to strike a deal with Ejimako, 2 seconds. That is the reason why he is with them. He went to Umuahia to get 500,000. Did anybody adhere to it? No. Is there anything it has done? Did he do anything towards the release of our leader? The answer is no. Don't you think he could be the same syndicate? He could be part of the same syndicate. They will use him and give him victory to see if he will remove the people who are actually committed to release of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, because what they are trying to do is to remove Ejiofor and everything connected to Ejiofor to make Ejimako the lead counsel. That is the reason why you saw one idiot calling Ejimako the lead counsel. Don't you use your brain? Or don't you have one? That's why our leaders' wife talked about frontal lobes. Do you activate yours or you don't know how to find it? It is very simple. Once it is presented to you, you analyze it. That's what makes you a human being. Because the enemy is doing all they can to push us back, to continue to hold our leader. Why the criminal in Finland is giving you days? Because he knows it is days to election. You believe that freedom is just given with dates. We are watching the miracle that he's trying to perform for you. Because I told you it is days that he knows Biafra that will come. That is the time they told him they will release Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. And that is his Biafra that is going to come. Because he knows once they release Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, he will run away. Or he will continue to constitute nuisance. He might not run away. He will try his best to see if he will continue what he's doing. Because that guy is like a kicker. And if he bites you, Even if you kill it, the head will continue to bite you. Even if you pull it out, the head will still be there. That's what he is, because he will try his luck on Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. That is the reason why he told you that the same God anointed Saul, anointed David. That Biafra is not for one family. That is the reason why he's telling you all that. And you saw the last exposition I did, where he said that whatever, that if they hold Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, Biafra will come quick, because this one, his autopilot, they are not those who will boycott the election and they tell them on case telling you that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is telling you on case. That's exactly what he was actually explaining to you that in that video. And Udene is busy doing their bidding. They were shocked that our first lady came online and decimated them without, shooting any gun. Decimated them with the truth, just like the husband will say. And they were shocked. That's why he came and he wear Konkosa 1904 suit that I don't know where he picked it up. He wear it just because it's shiny, oversized. His father dashed me. His father dashed him suit, coat. He wear shine coat to come and give you his bogus state of a nation. Because he's shocking me. Also, yeah. Also, he shocked him very well to his bone marrow. He is just recovering. So, all I am saying is that all this blackmail that Udene is blackmailing IPOB, I can assure you, it will not stop IPOB if it comes to the point that we all have to pick a gun and defend our motherland. It will not stop us. But we don't want it to get to that point. That is the reason why we are doing what we are doing, trying to exonerate ourselves, trying to make sure that we are, we clear our name. Because whenever we have to engage in such area, of course, the whole world will know. The whole world will know. Because we will report it to them. We will inform them that we are now picking arms to defend our land, come what may, regardless of who is involved. That is called a popular uprising. We can do it if they push us. We don't want it to get to that level because we want to get this Biafra with peace. We want to, get Biafra with peace. But if they insist that they don't know peace, we will tell them that no one holds, there is nobody that will say that they have upper hand in violence. No one has upper hands in violence. Everyone can be violent. It depends on when you push them and how far you have pushed them. They can have access to violent or violent tools. So that is exactly what we are doing this evening, because we don't want it to be like, we are cowards. We are not cowards. But there is an adage that says, whatever you are asked to do, you do it. For now. Because you don't know when Jesus Christ will do his miracle. According to the story of Jesus Christ and his 12-year-old miracle he performed. So our people need to actually catch a wake up and stop being fooled emotionally, because they are using your emotions. They are fooling you. You sell out. By the time you realize you sold out, you won't have any way to come back you stay there. They have done everything to actually make you a fool. They did it. But we will win regardless of what they think, regardless of what they are doing. We are going to win. We are going to emerge victoriously because we have, we are actually in the right track. Like I said to you, Facebook is restricting us from preaching the gospel for freedom, and because they know that we are going to come out to debunk the lies of the enemies, we are going to come out to debunk the blackmails of those who are bribing everything to make sure that our gospel and exposition does not trend, that their own may be trending. That is exactly what all these media, social media, controllers are doing. They set the algorithm to be this way. That's why if I come online, for them to send you a notification, some of you, they only send you notification once I am offline. Have you noticed? They send you notification once I am offline. They have actually listened to what I said. If it is, if it is not something, if it is saga, they share it widely.